Alright, class, Miss Sorrells here. We're just going to get straight to work. No singing today. I want to get you, let's do this short and sweet and get it done with. That way I know you've got better things to do, or so you think you do. But this is really important. Some of the stuff should be a review from last year. You might hear a couple new words or a couple new explanations, but for the most part this is going to be a review. So we're doing video 8.1. And we're going to talk about polygons and specific polygons, but we're also going to look at what non-polygons are, okay? I want you to go to the part of the paper where it says polygons and non-polygons, okay? And we're going to cut this paper in half. I want you to draw these pictures with me, okay? Here are some examples of polygons. Now while I'm doing this, and you are too, I want you to think about some characteristics that would make these polygons. What about these are polygons? Okay, so there's one. Or you could think about it as what do they have in common? Whoa, that's probably one of the best stars I've drawn without having to do the intersecting lines. Alright, let's do... And yours don't have to be perfect, just about the same as mine. Okay, so those are some examples of polygons. Here are some examples of non-polygons. Yeah, you're thinking, what is that? That's weird too. That's weird. And that kind of looks like a half circle. So look at these two and you're going to compare and contrast and think, what about these are the same? And then let's look at these non-polygons and let's pick out some characteristics that should not take place in polygons, okay? So we're just going to make some bullet points down here. Polygons have 3 or more sides. Can't have 2 sides, okay? This over here in the non-polygon, this one right here, only had 2 sides. Notice it's not a polygon, okay? Let's think of another one. Let's look over here. What about this would make this not a polygon? Well, I see this is called intersecting lines. You cannot have no intersecting lines. Okay, third bullet, can't count. It has to have, the polygons have to have straight sides. The sides cannot be curved. This over here is curved. This over here is curved. Those are not polygons. And the last thing that I notice over here is that these are not complete. There's this space right here that you like just want to connect it. You want to, but because it's supposed to be, but it's not, okay? So the lines or the straight sides must connect. Okay? These are what we're going to be looking at today, polygons. When I ask you to draw a polygon or to give me an example of a polygon, I would hope, that none of the non-polygon pictures would come to mind for you. Okay? Alright, flip the paper over. We are going to this page. Ooh, this looks like a lot. Alright. Taking a deep breath. I gotta write as small as I can. My class knows I write big and bubbly. Okay, so you're gonna have to try and fit this in there too. Okay? In the middle, yours already says it, but we're gonna be looking at polygons. Okay? And we're going to start over here with, these are going to be the 3-sided. This is, leave room to write a name in there. That's a 4-sided shape. 5-sided, 6-sided, 7-sided, 8-sided polygon, 9-sided polygon, 10, and we're going to skip 11 and go to 12. Okay, we're going to figure out the names for all of these. You should know some of them, but again, you might hear some new names. So, a 3-sided shape is a triangle. Okay. A four-sided shape is called a quadrilateral. Let's see if I can fit this. Quadrilateral. Quadrilateral. Quad means four. Okay. Five-sided is a pentagon. Pentagon. Six-sided, this is how I remember this. Six and hex. They both have that X sound. So hexagon. Here's a new one. Should be a new one for you. A seven-sided shape is called a heptagon. Heptagon. Okay. Eight-sided is an octagon. Octagon. Nine-sided, this one should be new too. This is I'm going to try and write this way. Nonagon. 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 10 is a decagon. Think about a decade, 10 years. Deca. Okay. Prefix there. And then this 12 is dodecagon. And really the words connected, I separated them. They should be connected. So Dodecagon. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to write out and draw pictures of certain shapes. So I'm going to give you a picture example for you visual people. We've described it by saying how many sides. Now let's do pictures. Well, we've got three different types of triangles, so this one's going to be a little different, okay? Again, you're going to have to squeeze this. This one is going to be the equilateral. Equilateral triangle. All sides are equal, okay? So draw equal sides the best you can. You should have more room than I do, so do the best you can to get in the circles. This one is going to be scalene. We are classifying these by sides, not by angles, so we're not going to say a right triangle. These are by sides. Scalene, three different lengths. So really short, really long. So usually you can tell the sides are not the same. And then the last triangle is an isosceles. That's an S. ISOS. Isosceles. I think I spelled that right. I'll have to look it up and fix it if it's not. Isosceles is where they kind of look like an equilateral, but the two sides over here are usually equal, and then this side down here is shorter. So it's like the taller and skinnier one. Okay. That's Mr. Nelson's phone. He's not in here. He's making your test copies. We're just going to keep going. Alright, quadrilateral. Four sides. We have a square. You should be able to draw that. We have a rectangle. That's where the two opposite sides are the same length. We have a trapezoid. You've seen these in kindergarten, the shapes. I think they were the red ones. They look like this. Okay? A trapezoid is one set of parallel lines. So this is parallel to this. So that is a trapezoid. Okay? Square, rectangle, parallelogram. Okay, I'm going to have to squeeze it out here. I can write better when I have more room. Okay, parallelogram is where both sets of sides are parallel. That is parallel to that side, and the right one is parallel to the left. I'm drawing a blank. Square, rectangle, trapezoid, parallelogram. I'll have to come back on that one. Jeez Louise. I'll just let you think of it. I'm just kidding. We'll go back to it. Okay, pentagon, 5 sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now I want to make a point. These do not have to look like this every time. If it has 5 sides, it's a pentagon. Okay, 6 sides. This is what a regular hexagon looks like. Whoa, these were like the yellow ones back in the kindergarten days. 6 sides, and regular means all sides are equal. Heptagon, I'm just going to try this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's go 6, 7. It's kind of hard. Okay. Octagon, like a stop sign. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Again, straight sides. Nonagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Woo-wee. Sorry, my pen's not very clear. And then I want you to do the best you can to draw a 10-sided and a 12-sided. So I will be checking for these in class to make sure you're participating and listening and that you filled it in. Okay? There's one more thing I want to talk about. Let's use green. A regular polygon. So we had polygons and non-polygons, and now we have regular polygons and non-regular. Okay, regular polygons means that all sides are equal. Okay, and here's some examples. A square, that's a regular. A pentagon has the possibility of being regular. Hexagon has the possibility of being regular. Octagon has the possibility of being regular. A dodecagon has the possibility of being regular. And then the equilateral is obviously, for sure, a regular polygon. So the opposite of that, a non-regular, would be all sides are different in length. Okay. Alright, I had a little break, now I get it. I know which one I'm missing here, and I know why. This one is just an irregular. And this is back on the quadrilateral. It's just an irregular shape. Not really a trapezoid, not really a parallelogram, not really a rectangle, not a square. Okay, it's just 4 random sides where they're not equal. So down here we could say non-regular or irregular. Okay. What you've just filled in is a graphic organizer, and we'll be looking back at this because it's got a lot of good names. Now, I will warn you, these, we don't ask you to memorize a lot in math. We want you to know your multiplication facts, we want you to know those things, but this is something you have to memorize, these names, because this vocabulary will be embedded in problems where you're expected to know what they mean. And if you don't know what they mean, if you don't know how many sides, then you're going to have trouble answering the questions. So this is going to be something you memorize, and I would expect it to come up on a test. Some of you will do very well if you memorize these, and if you choose not to, you might struggle on that part of on the test. Okay, so make sure that you look these over. Hopefully your handwriting is better than mine, so you can read it. Okay, and that's all I have. Again, make sure, you might want to try and draw a better nonagon than I did. That's horrible. It doesn't really even look like a straight side. Okay, I'll be checking, and Mr. Nelson and Ms. Mitchell will be checking for these 3 to be filled in. Be creative. You're going to come up with the 10-sided and 12-sided, but remember, no curved sides, no intersecting lines, and it must connect on all ends. Okay. Alright, thank y'all for listening. Thank you for bearing with me. Y'all have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow.